Welcome to OFR. In this tutorial, I'll be guiding you on how to assemble the Hauga Cabinet with 2 doors from IKEA. For this build, you need a Phillips screwdriver, a drill, a hammer, a 5/16 inch drill bit, and a pencil. You can also use a Phillips or posi drive bit to speed up the assembly process. I would also recommend keeping all the bits and pieces in their intended bags, as mixing them up will cause more confusion. So the first step is to put these 2 side panels into this orientation. Just make sure these corners are facing inwards. Next, bring in this bottom panel and put in this orientation. This panel should have 4 holes located on it. Also, make sure the unfinished edge is facing up when connecting both panels. When you hear a click, that means it's fully secured. Now bring in this panel and put in this orientation. Just make sure these 2 holes are in this position. Then connect both panels like this. Again, when you hear a click, then the panel is fully secured. Then connect the other side panel like this. Now grab the backing and put in this orientation. Just make sure these holes that I pointed to are in this position. Then slide the backing in like this. Next, grab 8 of these plastic caps from bag 1 and insert them as shown into these 8 holes. Now grab 6 of these plastic pieces and insert them into these 6 holes. Then grab 6 of these plastic pieces and insert them as shown. Next, grab 8 of these plastic pins and insert them into the 8 caps like this. Now grab this wooden piece and put in this orientation. Also grab 2 of these dowels and hammer them into these 2 holes. Then connect this piece as shown. Then grab 4 plastic scratch guards and hammer them in like this. Now grab two of these pieces and put them into this orientation. Just make sure the corners are facing inwards. Also grab 4 long dowels and hammer them into these 4 holes. Next, bring in this piece and put it in this orientation. Then connect both side pieces like this. Then grab this piece and put it into this orientation. Also grab 3 dowels and insert them into these 3 holes. Don't use a hammer for this step. Now connect the piece you just worked on like this. Next, grab 2 plastic caps and pins. Then insert each cap and secure it by using a pin. It's going to look something like this. Now lift the structure onto its feet as shown. Next, grab this piece and put it in this orientation. Also grab 3 dowels and insert them into these 3 holes. Again, don't use a hammer for this step. Then connect this piece like this. Now grab 2 more plastic caps and pins. Then insert the caps into these holes and secure them by inserting the pins. Then connect the top structure you worked on before like this. Now from bag 2, grab 2 metal strips and 8 of these small plastic caps and pins. Then attach the 2 metal strips like this. First insert the caps, then the pins. Now grab these two sets of plastic pieces and insert them into these two holes. Just make sure you don't lean your weight on the top panel when you're doing this step. Next, grab two of these plastic pieces from the wall hardware bag and insert them as shown. Now if you have baseboards in your home, grab these two plastic caps and screw them on like this. If you don't have baseboards, then don't bother with this step. Then place your cabinet against your intended wall and grab yourself the wall hardware bag. I've done these steps already in another video, so I'll leave a link with a timestamp in the description below to show you how to secure IKEA furniture to drywall using the same wall hardware. Now grab 8 of these shelf pins and insert them into these 8 holes. This is only if you want to follow the instructions, as you can insert the shelf pins at any level you want. The shelf pins will be inserted like this. If you're following the instructions, then the final product should look something like this. Now grab the 2 shelves and put them into this orientation. Also grab 2 plastic bumpers and pins from bag 3, and they should look something like this. Then insert the bumper like this and secure it using the pin. Do this for both shelves. Next, place the shelves onto the shelf pins like this. Now grab 4 corresponding hinge pieces and screw them into these 4 spots. It's going to look something like this. Then grab the 2 cabinet doors and put them into this orientation. Also grab 4 hinges and place them on like this. Now secure each hinge by screwing in both screws. It's going to look something like this. Repeat this step for the other 3 hinges. Then grab 2 of these screws and knobs. They'll be secured like this. Now slide the ends of the hinges in like this for each door. Then screw the screws to secure the doors. It's going to look something like this. So now, your doors might not look aligned, so if your doors are leaning either too much to one side or the other, play around with this screw. This applies to all hinges. If your doors are too far in or out, unscrew this screw and play around with the depth. Again, this applies to all hinges. And if your doors are positioned too high or too low, then unscrew these two screws and play around with the position of the door. Again, this applies to all hinges. Now check that your doors open and close properly, but if you followed all these steps, then you shouldn't have any issues. So you should now have a fully assembled Hauga cabinet with 2 doors from IKEA. Hopefully this tutorial helped you out.